I don't want to have to make a video like this, but I think some people actually just need to hear this. So most of you are used to seeing me being polite and friendly. This is not going to be a video like that because I'm actually quite fed up. As some of you might know, I am a social media analyst. So I spend large portions of my day on the internet figuring out what people are saying about different topics online, whether it's comments that they're making, whether it is videos, memes, anything online. It's my job to know conversation themes and trends in online activity. Recently it was reported that prepared meals and hot food is not allowed to be sold to the public during the lockdown. I'm not going to get into a debate about whether or not it's right. That's not what this video is about. But let's just start with some facts. Firstly, this rule is not a new rule. This has been the law from the beginning. Shops like Woolworths, Spar and Checkers have just ignored it and continued to sell these items. Secondly, their motivation behind enforcing this is because they don't want people preparing food. They don't want people contaminating food that is being sold to the public. And I know some people have been saying, but what's the difference with food that is mass-produced? The difference is these are made in very controlled environments. And that's not even foolproof. Just last week, an Albany bakery had to close down because some of its employees were infected. So those are the facts. Whether or not it is right, whether or not it should be enforced at this late stage is another conversation. But what I want to speak about is people's reaction to this news. So obviously the media is posting about this, sharing articles and updates about this development. I'm also looking at what people are saying just on my timeline, whether that's Facebook or Twitter. So let's look at some of the things people are saying. This is a reply to a News 24 article about this new ban. Can anyone explain why? Yeah, if you bother to click the link, you'd find out exactly why. This is a classic case of someone reading a tweet or a headline and not investigating further. Another reply saying, "This is just ridiculous. No thought process put into this decision at all." Okay, Karen, calm down. I'm sure at least a little bit of thought went into such a big decision. I feel so much safer now that you banned warm cooked food. Ridiculous. Just make it up as you go. You know what? I actually think you're right. I think the government just sits around and every couple of days they take their list of products and they think, what are we going to ban today? That's it. Cigarettes. We're not selling that anymore. Now this comment really irritated me. Apparently it's seen as a luxury, but I'm so confused. Food is food, right? What's next? They're going to say we can't have chocolates or biscuits. Maybe coffee too, since it's caffeine. I thought ours was a democracy and not a communist country. What's happening? Wow. Just wow. So she says that this ban is because these foods are seen as a luxury. According to who? No one. It's just the first stupid thought that came into your mind and you decided to comment, moron. So why don't you just stop selling any foods? And look how many likes this post got. This is a stupid statement and they're obviously missing the point completely. It's not about not wanting to give people food. There are tons of options. Relax. You're going to survive without your Woolies lasagna. Listen to this one. Starving the country slowly but surely. Next, people won't be allowed to buy milk and bread without a permit. I actually have nothing to say about this. It's just so stupid. Ooh, this was a fun one. What happened to freedom? It's like we're living in Korea. Really, Korea. What does smoking and buying food have to do with the virus? Let's stop right there. Let's do a quick Google search, right? So as you can see, this is the World Health Organization website. And they've got a whole bunch of Q&As here to inform people, right? And here's a section on smoking. Interesting. Let's have a read. Smokers are likely to be more vulnerable to COVID-19, as the act of smoking means that fingers and possibly contaminated cigarettes are in contact with lips, which increases the possibility of transmission of virus from hand to mouth. Smokers may also already have lung disease or reduced lung capacity, which would greatly increase risk of serious illness. It took me 2 minutes to find and read the reason behind it. I've seen a lot of smokers get annoyed by the ban because they don't understand it, but they're quick to be outraged without trying to understand why. It doesn't make sense. Here's another Facebook comment. They are taking away all our constitutional rights as far as I'm concerned. There are more than 1,500 people who get murdered per day, yet they don't do a thing about that. Really, they don't do a thing about murder. Then here's a similar one. Go murder and rape, but OMG, do not sell roast chicken. Yep, that's exactly what the government is encouraging. All because you can't buy your rotisserie chicken. This tweet was really something else. Just for context, apparently this is a doctor. I'm an essential service provider living alone and can't cook. It seems now that I'm more likely to burn my house trying to make a meal before COVID-19 catches up with me. So I looked on his profile and he is a middle-aged man. Are you honestly telling me that at this stage of your life, you don't know how to boil or fry an egg? Can't make rice, don't know how to make 2-minute noodles, cook a steak? That's the first thing. Second thing is, are you really concerned that you're going to burn your house down by cooking a basic meal? It's really not rocket science. If you are that concerned about a basic task like that, then I'm actually very, very worried for your patience. And finally, there's this one. If someone can explain this logic to me, please do. Crazy! Some people don't even have ovens or stoves to cook on. So these prepared meals that people have been buying, how have they warmed them up? And if you're going to say that they have a microwave, then there are plenty of meals that you can cook in a microwave. I'm really not trying to be nasty here. I'm just using these as examples to demonstrate that people don't have informed opinions and they don't think critically about the information that they are receiving and sharing or commenting on. It's clear that a lot of people just read headlines or just read posts on social media without actually taking the time to do research before weighing in on a topic. It's irresponsible. What I'm trying to say is that we all have a responsibility to educate ourselves before voicing our opinions. Not only that, but we should be calling out others who don't do that. And that applies always, but especially now during this COVID-19 pandemic. So think twice, thrice, 4 times if you need to, before resharing, posting or commenting online. I hope this was helpful to you. Please share this video to help educate others and break this habit of just spewing out nonsense. Also, I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Do you disagree with anything I've said? Do you agree? Let me know. So that's it from me. Consider this my public service announcement. Stay safe and you'll be seeing me soon.